What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. We are here for another Monday night GFT radio show. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey guys.
You did it. Just made it. So right. Tonight we have a great show lined up for you guys. We're looking forward to a couple of the guys joining in shortly here. I saw Hank trying to join. Dame said he'll be running a little late, so we'll get right to it. Tonight's show is brought to you by the GFT Radio group page, the Join the Conversation page. So make sure y'all get over there and join the conversation. Over at facebook.com/groups/GFT Join the Conversation. This topic came from that group over there. And what up, Doe Hank?
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Hank.
This topic that we're going to do tonight came from the group page. I think that's 2 weeks in a row, right? We got group topic.
Oh, that's actually false. You falsifying documentation. I sent this question to you guys in the group chat.
You sent this to us in the group chat?
Yes.
I don't believe her. Anyway, still go over there to the Join the Conversation group. Sunny has no original ideas of her own, so more than likely
how you do me
in the group anyway. And
that's what I got to deal with, guys. Y'all don't even know.
I don't know what she's talking about. Hype, you know what she's talking about? I don't think Hype knows what she's talking about.
I just got here. I don't know anything about
anything.
anything.
He knows not what you speak of.
I try to log on and my shit said, you need to upgrade. Hold up. Don't do this to me right now.
You need to upgrade the web browser?
Yeah, we don't need to do this right now.
I don't want to do this right now.
Update Google Chrome if you want to continue.
I'm like, cancel.
Right. I know, right? Cancel this. But no worries. It came from somebody's idea, and we're gonna do the show. We all have our own opinions on this, and hopefully we get Smooth on here because Smooth has some very strong, very 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 strong opinions about some of these topics we're gonna discuss tonight. Tonight's topic is.
Hold on, I'm looking for the proof.
I'll be looking for the proof. What's that proof?
Smooth coming off a birthday weekend, so you never know how that worked out.
What's that?
Smooth coming off his birthday weekend. You don't know how that worked out.
Oh yes, shout out to Smooth. Happy birthday to Smooth. He had a very awesome trip that he did.
That's how we closed the show out last week.
So on August 28th.
Oh wow, she went all the way back.
At 3:41 in the PM hours. I
will have you know that Dame has no proof of this. Dame
doesn't matter, but it says topic suggestion: are we raised to protect our Black women and men? And I said, just to clarify, are we raised to protect each other as Black men and women? What's the show topic, Willie?
Let me look it up. Let me see what the show topic is about. Oh, are we raised to protect each other as Black men and women? So it sounds like you didn't make this up. Sounds as though I was right the whole time.
You know what? You're fired.
So yeah, so as always,
he ain't protecting me. He throwing me under the bus. This is the
I'm doing
how we go left.
That was a very accurate description of a 9%. That's fucked up. We starting off on a bad foot already.
Already.
That's what happens when I show up on time.
Right. You never know what's gonna happen.
Hold on, Willie already. What's in that red cup?
Oh, what? Who?
That's why. Okay, explain so much. Okay.
Yeah, there may be a little Hennessy in there.
Oh, he drinking out of the.
I got Patron and Jack Daniels in my house. I'm not touching either.
Oh, no, I'm drinking from the birthday stash. Shout out to Tan over at Tangi's Court podcast. Appreciations to her. She dropped by my house for my birthday party that I had here. That was birthday party number 3.
Hey, Keila.
And she brought me some Di Serrano. She brought me some Di Serrano, and then I also had some Hennessy from that same party. So I mixed them together, added a little Blue Caraca and a little sweet and sour mix, and made a drink called
Di Serono. Is that a cognac or what is it?
It's a amaretto liquor.
Oh, okay, because I had that before, but it tasted okay to me.
Shit.
Yeah, you mix it all together.
I could do Henny too.
Yeah, you mix it all together with actually it's supposed to be with whiskey, with Tennessee whiskey, so more like a.
Oh well, I have Jack Daniels in my house. It's not mine, but I've drunk it too. So
I'm a white boy. I can't be fucking with you dark skin.
Oh no, I'm definitely a white girl. I got Patron in here. That's my drink of choice.
Y'all talking some dark skin shit. Whiskey.
I normally do tequila or vodka, but tonight
tequila. That's my wife. Yeah, that's my wife shit.
Yeah, tequila or Bacardi or any type of rum or something. That's all me.
Right. All right, let's get to the topic. We're going to talk about, are we raised to protect each other as Black men and women? I didn't wear my shirt today because last week I wore it, so I didn't get a chance to wear my shirt today. But basically, this stems from discussions, or at least the idea that we're going to be discussing kind of stems from these discussions that we've had in the past about who's the most unprotected. You know, how can we protect each other? What does it mean to be protected? How does this dynamic work in our community? You know, that kind of thing. And I think we see it thrown out there quite often when certain things happen, when certain things go down. And there's either this dynamic of we need to protect our women or we need to protect our men or at the same time. So definitely want to go ahead and discuss that here tonight on the GFT radio show. And definitely, if you guys have any comments, any questions, anything, any subtopics you want to discuss, definitely hit us in the comments section, just like Lakila and Jamie are doing. What up, though, Jamie? Appreciate you coming by as always. But yeah, so let's get to it.
Ashy than a motherfucker over here.
Are we raised? The first thing I want to discuss, you know, is just kind of the elephant in the room. Are Black women really the most unprotected people in this country?
Yes.
Tell us why, Sonny.
I feel like it's one of those things that like we are. It's oddly enough, we're more protective of the Black man than a Black man is than some Black men are of Black women. Every time we turn around, we're getting attacked for every decision we make. Whether it's putting some on child support, wearing weave, makeup, anything. It's just we're in a constant attack, and it's not just from everybody else. It's from the men that we love. And it just sucks because you like it's the ideal of like when you grow up in a family, your family's supposed to protect you. And when they don't protect you, you don't feel you feel singled out and alone. And it's like that's how we feel. Like some of us are more likely to protect the Black man that probably not going to protect us. And it's just we get rammed every which way. Like we get it from everybody. We get people telling us how we should be, what we shouldn't be doing, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, we're left. Not necessarily all Black women, but most of us are left to do shit on our own. We don't have that support because if you looked at like if you need support, you're a gold digger. If you want somebody that got money and could take care of you, you're a gold digger. You should be able to take care of yourself. But when you take care of yourself, you too strong. We can't offer you shit. So you got to either bring it down and that's to be accepted or feel like you got to make. And it's so much. And even with our kids, we got to some of us raise our kids by ourselves. And if we see to use the system, the child support system is tearing the Black man down. It's like, well, you chose to not help me. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't. And it's one of the most common things that I hate is you choose to lay down with me unprotected or protected. Cause babies can happen either way. I get pregnant. And because you don't want the child, I may not want the child either. But birth and getting an abortion are two things that can cause you to lose your life. People are scared of those types of things. So if I choose to not risk myself and just have the child, then I chose that I got to do it by myself. I can't really, like, it's just like you're on your own because, you know, I didn't want this baby. It's acceptable, but like you laid down with me and fucked me. So the possibility of me getting pregnant could have happened either way. And if you didn't want me to be your baby mom, like in the same way, or one of the most other common things is we choose to have a baby by an ain't shit nigga, right? It's our fault that he ain't shit. And in some of our defense, in my particular, and like in not just put myself out there, but in my situation, my first situation with a kid, my child's father was there for the kids that he had prior. So to me, he wasn't a deadbeat. He chose to be a deadbeat with this one.
Right.
So I had no knowledge that he was a deadbeat before, and it's like you pick who you were with, and everything was fine, and all of a sudden you're pregnant, and life just changes, and you're on your own. And it's like, well, you picked them, but y'all fucked me. So like, if you didn't want me to be your baby mom, you shouldn't have slept with me. So it's like we get downed on the same, and it's a double standard because just like we slept with y'all Unprotected, so did y'all.
Smooth. So, I mean, not Smooth. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of a little bit of both. Because if you talking about a woman who comes from a situation where her father didn't stick around, like Sonny's talking about the ain't shit dad. The ain't shit dad fucks up the female child, because it then leads her to think that, well, if I wasn't good enough for my dad to stick around, why would I ever be good enough for any guy to stick around? Not all, but majority. Like you'll run into those cases when you run into those cases where the woman is insecure, or she constantly needs to be reassured, or she just feels like it's not even that you're making her feel like she's not good enough. It's in her own head because it's a subconscious thing. Because in her head, it was like
classic daddy issues.
Copy. Same thing with a guy and his mom.
Yep.
Some guys can be damaged by their mom. Either your dad wasn't there and it was just you and your mom against the world, and now she feels like her and your wife and her in a competition. Her and any girl that you ever bring around are like competition, and she's like, well, that's my son. Like, yeah, but that's your son. He didn't have the choice whether you were going to be around or not. He chose this girl. Like, you know, he chose to bring her into his world. He chose to say that this is my woman and this is my, like, you know, like how those situations work out. So I would say though, like I said, it's kind of a give and take. It's kind of a both sides of the coin type of situation, because you get those women who do protect you at all costs, and then you get those women who will beat you down at all costs.
Yeah.
Who, like Sonny said, when everything from your eyelashes to your hair to your nail decisions, it will be the same thing for a guy, from his haircut to his beard to the way that he carries himself. There'll be some women who will always demean everything that he does just because she's a damaged person, just like it's a damaged guy. So it's like kind of a give and take, where it's like we all kind of fucked up in a situation where do we even know how to protect each other?
Yeah.
Because it's like, as a man, you're supposed to have those tools and be equipped with those things, but just because you're a male doesn't mean that you're a man. Just because you have a dick does not make you, you know, somebody that you shouldn't be submissive to every guy just because he's a guy. Like Sonny was saying, when you have the strong woman who had to pay all of her bills and take care of all of her situations, that was perfectly fine when that was your situation. The whole thing is, once you get out of that situation, you have to be strong enough to understand that he needs you to be weak. He has to be strong enough to understand that he has to be weak
Jill
for
Scott
her.
said, if you're gonna be, what did she say? I can't say verbatim, but if you're gonna be a man, be a man.
You can't say how Jill Scott said and then don't even have to quote down.
Well, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it basically was like, if you want to be the leader, lead.
Copy.
Like, and I'll follow you, but like, and that's the problem, because there's a lot of men that want to lead that
can't. You have to have leadership qualities. Yes, you can't just lead.
Can't lead, and it's
guy.
like, well,
copy.
You want to half-ass lead, and then you getting mad because I'm over here checking the books and making sure shit's straight, and it's like, no, I got this. You don't got this. Like, I need you to put your pride aside and say you need help, because I'm here for it.
You can't say I want to lead and you paid electric bill since fucking August.
Right. So I feel like from a standpoint of, are Black women really the most unprotected? I do see way too many instances of the things that Sonny just talked about, of Black men tearing down Black women, of Black men being the crux of a Black woman's life. I see too many other factors out there between employment, society, the government, children, the school system, their
I got
work.
something else I want to throw in there.
You know, there's so many different factors that work against women in general, and then you have Black women as a subset of that, being a minority. And even though they're the larger female minority, they're still a minority, so they're treated in such a demeaning way that they have a lot more to fight for, right? So I feel like I can definitely see the argument. I can definitely see the issue there, because I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess we can all say we only frequent what we frequent because of proximity. I'm normally around Black people, so I only frequent Black clubs, Black bars. When I'm on the internet, I go to Black.
I always
groups.
wanted to know where the white clubs were. It was one of my things.
Yeah, exactly.
I always wanted to know, like, where is these joints at?
They be I go to white clubs
are in my neighborhood. I know where the white clubs are. I know where
I'll go to the white clubs. They be lit. And everybody white loves your hair. I love your braids. And you get drinks all night.
But the thing is this.
I always tell my cousin, where is them joints at? Like, we Google it?
Okay, Google. I don't know if we can Google it. But the only thing is that what I don't see in those in the when I do get around either white folks or other minorities or other cultures, what I don't see is the constant tear down. Like I see, like when like here in Detroit, we have a large Arab population. There's multiple different cultures in that group, right? And what I do see is there's this thing where men are considered, like, you know, the top tier for that culture, right? So the men are in control of the businesses, they're in control of the money, they take care of different things, blah 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 blah. Women are considered the homemakers, they take care of home. But there are situations where you do see, like down the street from my kid's house, there's a gas station down there. The guy owns the gas station, really big into his family. His whole family works there, but his wife is the manager. So she manages the gas station when he's not there. So the thing is that they do have still some level of respect for their women. And I don't ever hear them, and not to say it's just them. I mean, I've been around a lot of Arab people, and I don't really hear them cracking on, going after, or demeaning their women as much as I hear Black men do it, either online, in person, or in the streets. And then there's the issue of, and we all seen this, when Black women are getting attacked by others, you know, coming to their defense. Now, you know, I've seen white women get torn down. I've seen Asian women get torn down. I've seen, you know, and have I seen those races, you know, the men in their race or the men in their culture defend them? Not really, right? I've never seen that. But I do feel the affinity of Black women are more often than not in this position of either protecting, defending, or justifying Black men. So it's a reciprocation thing to me in my mind, right? My thing is like I don't see other races of men defending their women. They just don't. No man has ever defended their woman from a cultural standpoint. But I do feel like the reciprocation should be there from a Black man standpoint, in my opinion and in my mind, because of the fact that I've seen historically and culturally that being a thing taken up, a banner taken up by Black women, right? The civil rights movement is a great example of that. You know, we give a lot of credit to Black men in the civil rights movement. However, when you do your research, you find out that Black women actually led it. Black women actually pushed that fight. Black women actually cultivated those groups into what they became. They were the ones that kept those things organized and moving. Black men were the figureheads. Black women were the backbone. So I just feel like we have this this one-sided or lopsided relationship with each other historically and culturally that is just not justified.
Two things I want to say. I seen more Black men defend R. Kelly and Bill Cosby.
No, actually, no. In that situation,
and Black women too.
Like I see more Black women defend.
It has, but that's what I'm saying. it's a lot. It's a whole lot of black women so supporting R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Go after these white men, go this, that, and the third. But I'm specifically talking about men. I've seen more men support black, like R. Kelly and what's the name, rather than support, and even with some black men, rather than support like Simone Biles going through what she's going through, and they mad about that, or mad about just Rick and Maru dumb stuff, right? Two, I feel like this. Did I just lose my thought? I feel like this too. Here's why we feel this is why I feel like, and also I feel like we're unprotected, and it goes down to what people ideal of beauty is, right? We get wrapped up in this beauty is light eyes, good hair, right? Good hair. Some black men equate good hair with mixed children, not black children, not with a black female. So if they want their daughter to have quote unquote good hair and light eyes, to feel like that's the standard of beauty and the type of kids they want, is not necessarily, most likely it's probably not with a black female. We already face we're not beautiful depending on what type of black you are. As a black woman, you are like, and as a light-skinned woman, I'm already felt like I'm the best thing since sliced bread compared to my sisters that are darker than me. I don't feel that way, but that's how we've been raised. As that's light skin is pretty. I've seen a lot of unfortunate looking light skinned people, but whatever. That was the standard of this is beautiful and this is not. So when you see our chocolate babies, like I love my niece, she's just chocolate, like she's a little lighter on the light side of chocolate, but she chocolate nonetheless. But like we need to get to that point where our black men are telling us that we are beautiful, and not just having a chocolate baby period or whatever baby we have that's black, brown, or otherwise. We need to celebrate them and make them feel like they're enough, because we always feel like if this is the type of kids you want, a family you want, this is the ideal look you want, you don't want us. Because you see in the music videos, they get these women that look like XYZ and they don't look like us.
Right. Well, this is my thing. This is my thing too, is that black men have been more often than not, especially celebrities, of course, because we see those tweets, those statements, those interview bites, more often than not have been quoted as preferencing lighter or other races or other cultures over the black women because of some gripe they have against black women. I mean, to be honest, with the exception of maybe one or two white celebrities, I really want to say it's only one, and you probably know who I'm talking about. With the exception of one white celebrity, maybe, I've never seen white businessmen, athletes, comedians, actors, musicians, I've never seen them say, I gotta have me a black woman because these white women ain't shit. I gotta have me an Asian woman because these white women ain't shit. I've never seen Asian men do that. I've never seen Indian men do that. Now I've seen those racists have an affinity to black women or have an affinity to a different race, but I've never seen them speak out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we get that we too loud, we too aggressive. We're not submissive.
Whitest, yeah, there's definitely this thing where there's this white is right type of mentality that makes it challenging to get through, because people have been indoctrinated. That's been put into their mind that white is right. You know, I mean, you can go to other cultures and see that. You know, there's in South America, that's a big thing. White is right. Even India. When you go to India, they live in a caste system. If you're darker skinned, you're put into a lower caste. If you're lighter skinned, you can come out of your caste. So there's this indoctrination of white is right. It's a thing worldwide, but you see it so often, and you see it proliferated so often in the black community. It's scary because of the fact that we know the dangers of being the dangers of whiteness. We understand the dangers of that. Go ahead.
All right. All right, I got a lot
I had to
now.
do it for our women, but go ahead.
So, subliminal messaging, one is what y'all talking about. That was a huge thing, like in the '90s, where you had to have the light skinned girl or the white girl. If she was dark skinned, brown skinned, they tried to demean her. She was always the bummier looking one on any of the TV shows or any of that. I mean, that all goes back to just it's all subjective. Beauty is subjective. When you show me this 85-pound bony ass white girl, I'm not looking at her thinking like, oh my god, I gotta have her. I'm looking at her like, bitch, you're hungry. Get a sandwich. Um, but that's just me personally. Now, the thing that we really talking about here with the light skin, dark skin thing, we all know that goes back to the plantation. We're gonna pitch all against each other and we're gonna make y'all hate each other. We're gonna make it a thing where it's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be the crab in the barrel mentality, which we still have, unfortunately, today, where the light skinned cousin thinks she's more pretty than a dark skinned cousin. When the dark skinned cousin could look better than her light skinned ass, there's plenty of ugly light skinned motherfuckers. People always think just because you're light skinned, you're cute. They're not. Doesn't always work out that way.
I love Sonny and I love Hank.
What's up, Dame?
Game, you having a moment?
This
Well,
was
no,
another one.
I'm just making sure that I love y'all, even though y'all lighter than me.
You know what?
Oh no, I didn't mean me personally. We all know I'm the shit. This was something though that Dame, I mean not Dame, damn, Willie was going to. It's the Kevin Samuels effect. Like we all know with these days and times, people go with the win. Whatever is popping at the moment becomes the thing that people gravitate towards. So because Kevin Samuels had these videos and he was talking all of this shit about these women, that became the hot thing to do. These are always things that have been talked about in the house that people having conversations with your man and whatever. It just wasn't put on Instagram or put on Twitter or put on whatever social media platform to be blown up to see 12 million views or it's 600,000 views in 6 minutes and all of that type shit. Where it's like everybody's talking about this, so I got to be a part of it. It's the same shit like with the women that make the songs about like be a stripper, get a fake butt, and get to the bag, and you can fuck 12 niggas in a week, and it's cool. It's the same shit where it's like somebody putting it out there for you, and it becomes the hot thing for the moment. But that don't mean that it's cool. That don't mean that it's right. That don't mean that it's some shit that you should be going through. Especially, it's always my problem with these situations. Like if you're 16, you go with the win because you're trying to figure out what you're going to gravitate towards, what you're going to like. When your ass is 26, 36, 46, why are you going with the win? You should know who you are at this point. You should be grounded in the fact that you are this guy or you are that girl. And you shouldn't be like, you know what? I am going to start to fuck 6 niggas a week in a weekend. Like, you too old for that shit. You shouldn't be doing that shit when you're 16, but at least when you're 16, it's like you have the excuse of youth.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing is that people don't know who they are at 26, 36, 46. You know, a lot of people are still searching for truth in their 40s and 50s and still don't get life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm agreeing with you. And that's sad.
I think that we aren't raised that way.
And especially if you got a family and now you're confused as to who the hell it is that you are. So now you're raising little confused children because it's like, well, my dad kind of be all over the place. My mom really be all over the place. Now you have kids that grow up without structure. And now they grow up thinking a lack of structure is the way to be when you're an adult because that's all they ever saw. And then guess what? They end up getting pregnant, having more babies, and the shit just never stops.
Yeah. I want to read this real quick. Gloria Miller just posted a doctrine of black supremacy is as dangerous as a doctrine of white supremacy. God is interested in the freedom of the whole human race. Martin Luther King Jr. And I wish we lived in that world. I wish we lived in that world where we could understand that nobody has to be supreme or nobody has to be better than the other. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in, right? Where one person thinks that one thing is better or one thing is not as good. And so her other statement was white people darken their skin with tanning lamps and curl their hair, while brown people bleach their skin and straighten their hair. Aren't people silly? And that's the thing. And it's like, it's
Thank
crazy.
You, Gloria.
We spend so much time trying to emulate and conform and insert ourselves into this white is right mentality but those people are spending more of their time trying to get like us. Our culture is stolen more often than not. Our looks are stolen more often than not. Our
but see, I have an issue with that statement
more often than not because of the fact that they want to be like us.
See, that's my problem. Is all of these different races and girls want to look like a black girl, like the Chinese girl with the big butt and the big lips. It's like, come on, that's not you. It don't look good on you. Like the white girl with the big dumb butt, that shit don't look good. If I know that shit didn't grow up. I know that shit ain't come from no yams and greens. That shit came from Dr. Miami. That shit ain't natural. That shit don't look good to me personally.
So I have an issue with that statement, not necessarily with the whole statement, but with the hair, because that's a big issue for me. However people choose to wear their hair is how they choose to wear their hair, period. To me, it doesn't correlate with I want to be something then I'm not. I just want to do my hair the fucking way I like it. Or whether I straighten it, wear my hair out the way I like, natural, whatever the case may be. That's how
I think what she's saying, which is a common viewpoint, is that, you know, there's non-white people who are spending more time trying to look white than white people are trying to spend time trying to look black. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like there's this mentality, and I get you. Preference is preference. We get that. We definitely get that.
Because that would be the same as saying men cut their hair because they want to look white.
I mean, no. Look at just the differences here. I mean, I got my taper. Dame's got a regular cut. Hymp decided to cut his hair.
Fresh joint,
you know, right? You know, we can clearly see Hymp can grow hair. It's just he's chosen not to.
Yeah,
I've chosen to grow just enough.
Dame, but I agree with the argument of them wanting
all preference, right? But I think it's that mentality. It's like, what are you trying to go for? You know?
Yeah, but that's why I
go for this smooth, older, you know, mature look. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also 45, right? So it's like I'm trying to go for what I think is right for my age.
Yeah.
Versus me cutting all my hair off, getting a ball fade. With brush wave.
You don't want to get styles right here on the side?
Yeah, because I'm just like
and a couple of etches in my eyebrow and a heart in my hair, trying to look like a 20-something-year-old.
Yeah, I feel like how you choose to express yourself as far as hair is concerned, depending like it. Because now you see,
I think it's just a convenience thing.
It's just convenience, but
I don't think she means specifically hair. She just means
specifically.
There's this. It was just a convenient example, but it's just this mentality, and like I mean, the biggest thing is that tanning situation, right?
Yeah, tanning definitely getting the big butts, the big lips, all
Indian
that.
Women, island women that lighten their skin for the specific purpose of looking lighter, when white women are trying their best
to look like
that whiteness. You know what I'm saying? It's like.
Yeah, that part I
wholeheartedly constantly being told that you're never gonna be good enough. The white girl want to look like the black girl want to look like a white girl. So guess what? Nobody's ever going to be satisfied with what they are and who they are.
Yeah, and it's like the white girls are getting big butts, and now the black women are getting extra big butts, and it just all looks crazy, like a bunch of leopard coal just into somebody's ass. I don't know, but yeah, I just
just so we're clear, I don't mind any of it. Just
you know what, he like rock butts. But back to the question about us being.
Hold on, wait. One person at a time. Go back to study. What were you about to say?
But back to the question at the beginning of the show that kind of brought it all thing. Are we raised to protect each other as black men and women? I think that some of us aren't raised that way. Some of us are. It depends on how your parents raise you, because if your parents raise you properly, it's you have that, like that's why I go to the mentality of like when you go dating somebody. How you're raised says how you are as a man. So certain things you just do, like, you know, opening the door, walking on the outside of the road while she's walking on the inside. Just that taking care of mentality. Not a lot of men they're not raised that way to take care of. They're either raised, which is not bad, to some, because depending on how they were raised, to take care of themselves, but to not really, like, some, how do I say this? Some men are not, I don't want to say they're not raised to take care of them, but they're really not. Like, they're raised in the manner in which they have to take care of themselves. So they don't understand what it is to take care of a female, or haven't been taught how it is to treat a female and be raised. Same way some women are so, like, if you're raised by an independent mom who didn't really have a man in her household that was like around you guys, to see her be a wife, a mom, or like not a wife or whatever, or a girlfriend or whatever. We weren't like, you don't really know how to take care of a man in that sense, because you used to your mom being independent, taking care of herself, and not really seeing somebody take care of her, or her take care of a man, as from a woman's point of view.
Right.
So
I want to jump back to Dane real quick. Let me jump back.
You got to see those things, like,
yeah, and that's one thing you got to see, but you can be taught to an extent.
Right. Let me jump back to Dame real quick. Dame, did you have a
be
comment
willing
about
to learn that though?
About the black woman being most unprotected?
Yeah. I want to start off with entertainment and television and movies, because you always seen women of color in movies, but how dark or light were they? They had to be a certain skin tone color for them to be more comfortable with us, to be put in limelight. Like, Sunny would be perfect for the movies because she's black, but she's not threatening black.
I'm
black
threatening
and berry,
black.
sweeter than juice. Yeah, black and the berry, but sweeter than juice. And they more scared of that dark skinned sister that we have for that's fighting for us. So we need to fight more so for the dark skin, because you always seen them or hear them say, "Hey, you know what? You're pretty good looking for a dark skinned girl or a black girl."
Right.
Yeah.
Those backhand compliments. We got we don't stand up for enough for each other on that aspect.
But we're unfortunately sometimes the proliferators of that aspect too.
This is also a thing where it's like Sonny was saying about you growing up with what did the household look like that you grew up in?
Mm-hmm.
If you never saw the example of a man treating a woman the correct way, or a woman treating a man the correct way, like Sonny just was saying, if you came from a single parent home where you never got to see the nurturing, loving side from your mother or your father, then you wouldn't grow up having that in your game. Now,
Yeah.
if you recognize that and are looking to adjust that, then great. But most people will be like fighting against it their whole life because they don't know that they don't have that in their game. They're not equipped to come with that because they never saw it. It's
Or
not
I'm
even
willing to
something
learn, like you said.
yeah, like some people it's like when you first start something, it's like you don't even know which questions to ask. So it's like you don't even know that you're not even asking the right questions. Because you don't even know, like, oh shit, I never even thought about asking that because it never even crossed my mind. Like, it's like the glass breaking situation where you go like, damn. And another thing is like it's words and actions of affirmation that we need to have more of. We need to be building each other up more, as far as like, fuck the verbalizing. Anybody can say anything. That's the funny thing about words, is words can be turned into anything. I can look deeply in this camera and tell Sunny I love her, and with all the heart and the passion, and somebody might think like, oh my God, they've known each other for 50 years. Like, because they just words.
Yeah.
But the actions behind something happens with Sunny on a random day and none of us know about it, and you just happen to be texting her, hey yo, I was thinking about you, just checking in, everything good?
Right.
That's the shit that matters and the shit that counts, but that's the shit that we're all not equipped to do. It's
And that's
like
the thing. I think a lot of women don't do that for men. Like, it's the ideal of you have to make sure I'm okay, but I'm not making sure you're okay.
Copy, because this is the one thing that like women seem to never understand, is like that we got, just because we're not as emotional as y'all in some cases, because you got some emotional ass niggas.
Yes, we do.
Just because we not as emotional as y'all, we all have emotions and feelings about shit. Like, even the strong one needs to be checked on.
Yeah.
The strong one is the one who doesn't know how to ask to be checked on, because he's always the one
busy
that's
touching on
checking
everybody
in.
else.
Do you know how hard? Because this is me. because this was my dad, this was my mom. Like, this is the episode that comes out next week. Again, this always happens, but I mean, it is what it is. Episode 42, me and my sister is talking about this, where it's like, I come from the mom who everybody calls, the dad who everybody calls. So when I grow up, I am the cousin who everybody calls, the uncle, and to this, to that, and whatever. Because it's like, this is what I saw, this is what it is. So for me, it's like, I don't even know how to ask for help. If I got a problem and I can't figure it out, I guess I can't just get it. I'll go without for years because I don't even know how to go to you and say, hey, look, I need this or whatever. Because I know niggas
I
have
just
came to
started
me and
asking
said,
people. Like, I
man,
literally just started.
I can't tell you how many motherfuckers will call me and say, yo, man, look, I need a couple dollars for my light bill. Fuck are you telling me for? We're both you're 40. What are you telling me for? My
Man, go to
cousin is
YouTube like
60.
everybody else.
My cousin is 60, and this nigga calls me. He's the oldest grandchild. I'm the youngest grandchild. Why are you calling me for advice?
Yeah.
Like, I should be calling you. You shouldn't be calling me saying, hey, look, man, I got 5 houses I'm looking at. Where do you think I should move at? Like,
Yeah,
or,
you know what?
I got to get this surgery. How you think I should go about that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I think that we, as Black women, some of us, I know I'm a big, and it's funny because the guys I date probably think I'm just a weirdo because I do weird shit. I do, but at the same time, I'll be the person that check on you and tell you to call me when you get home, leave my house, like just text me, make sure you got okay. Randomly text you how you doing, how was your day, like, and I really be meaning, but you know, most guys be like, I'm good. I'm like, okay. I got this one guy I was talking to for the longest. I used to text him and ask him how he's doing. He said, okay. I'm like, why are you just?
Remember,
why
she
you
told
just
us
okay?
nobody was having sex with Sonny, but she's been talking to this guy for a while.
Well, no, because I talk to people. Don't mean I gotta hump them. I'm in the listen. I'm in a drought that I created by myself. But
Okay, Wayne, the drought 3.
yeah, but even with him, he always say he was okay. He's okay. He's okay. And I used to always be like, well, why just okay? Like, so you just never going like he's such a laid back person. Like, and it's like if you're and I'm one of the people that I'm going to keep asking you this because at some point you're gonna tell me you're not okay.
Can I answer this question?
Hey, Sonny,
because
does that really bother women that men can just say they're okay if they're chilled out? Like me, I'm a really laid back person, and people like, what's on your mind? I'm nothing really. I'm cool. Like, do you have no thoughts on it? It's like, does that really bother women about that?
To an extent, but my thing is, if I'm asking you, are you okay? It's because I'm reading your behavior, or I'm a big person of like, as much as I run my mouth, I pay attention to you, and I think a lot of people I date don't realize that. Like, I flap, but I catch it all. So if I'm sitting there,
and so that's the thing is that I think that a lot of times.
Wait, let me answer that question, Willie. Let me answer the question first. Because this was something like Sonny said, as a guy, when you get the how are you text from the girl, and it's like, fuck is she asking me that for? We instantly defensive about that. Instantly we just going, I'm all right. The fuck she say that for?
Right.
So then once it happens a time again and again and again, and you realize, okay, this is just how she is. It's not like
I genuinely want to know how you are.
Copy. That's where I'm going. I had a girl that was like that, and it was like, I never even knew I liked this shit until she was doing it.
You. Stop asking how I'm doing.
It's one of them things where it's like I just said, like, you don't even know like that this is an option. Like, it just asks you how you doing, like, and she genuinely cares. Because you always think everybody got, when you out playing, everybody got malicious intent. We all got our hidden agenda here. She genuinely gives a fuck about me. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, and then
that's one of the signs that you know she give a fuck, because it's one thing to get an idol, how you doing, but it's just like random during the day. I thought about you. How was you doing?
Yeah, completely different.
And like, I really mean that shit. And like consistently, like, well, how about you? How? And I hate, to Dame's question, I hate it bothers me when you keep saying okay. You're not okay all the time.
Yeah, but even then too,
I need you to be okay with not being okay.
Copy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then I think that's the problem is that most men don't even realize when they're not okay because they're internalizing.
Willie, talk that shit. Willie, talk that shit, bro.
Yeah, they're internalizing it to the point where it's invisible to them. They feel okay. Like, I used to always tell people, like, I don't get stressed. I'm never stressed. I'm always good. Never stressed.
Lies.com.
But then I realized during a time when I was at the most stressful, that I was stressed, that I was thinking I was only stressed. I was literally burnt out. So it's like we have these limits that we put on ourselves because emotionally we're limited, physically we're limited, psychologically we're limited because we always have to put up this image, at least in our own minds. And so we spend too much time protecting that image than protecting ourselves and taking care of ourselves. So a lot of times, like you said, you guys are reading our behaviors, our actions, our facial expressions and body language that we don't even realize we're giving off. So asking us, are we okay at a time when we're not at that limit, when we haven't hit the limit or we haven't hit the break point. Hey, Brittany. What up, though, Jim Animal? Appreciate y'all for joining. When we haven't hit that limit, it's not recognizable to us at times. We're not even realizing that there's a problem yet because of the fact that we're still trying to basically put off the inevitable. We're like, oh, you know what? I know this bothered me. I know this is pissing me off, but I'm not going to let this piss me off, or I'm not going to let this bother me, and I'm just going to keep pushing.
And that's the sense of us trying to protect y'all.
We're doing everything around us like, knocking shit over, getting pissed off at the littlest things, and y'all are like, what's wrong? And you're like,
and that's the sense of us protecting y'all and saying that you're protected and being vulnerable with us and being able to express yourself, because then we understand. Because like even me, I'm guilty of that as a female. I'm okay, because I don't want to give you my drama, because some men, if you tell them all your problems, this bitch got too much drama, I can't deal with that. And like shit be really going on in my life. And that's the one thing I said, I had to get to the point where I'm emotionally safe. Mm-hmm. I want the person I'm with to be emotionally safe with me. And know that you're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to not be okay. You're allowed to cry and be able to express yourself without feeling like I'm going to judge you and say you are lame because you cried. No, you're more of a lame if you can't express your emotions. And me asking, are you okay, is because I actually give a fuck about your well-being. Holding shit in is a problem, because what we do, I've done it. I hold shit in, and when stupid shit happened, all hell is broken loose. I done flipped tables because I was mad about something that was minute, but I let it build up so much that I was just, my reaction, my anger was to a point 2.0. And I recognize that even now at 38, that sometimes I gotta let shit out, because if I don't, when dumb shit happen, I'm a flip. I don't want you to get to that zone, let alone me get like that way with you. So I need you to be emotionally safe and be able to express yourself. That's why I care. And that's why I said that's a sign from a female. Like if she's genuinely doing it, she gives a fuck. And that shows you that she's going to protect you. And that's another sign of us protecting our Black men, because we know that y'all got this ideal that y'all can't be vulnerable because it's weak. You less of a man if you cry in front of your girl. You're less of a man. Like I'm one of the females that if you cry in front of me, I'm probably going to cry too. And I'm not big on people crying in front of me. I get uncomfortable with it, the motherfucker. But if a dude crying in front of me, I'm just like, I probably still don't know what the fuck to do, because it's caught me off guard, because I'm not good with people that cry. But I'm going to be there. Let you get through what you got to get through. And I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to talk to you after the fact and get it out, because just like us women need to be emotionally safe, y'all need to be emotionally safe. Huh?
You also, like, the dudes have to also recognize when you're not okay. Exactly. Like Willie just said, he didn't even know that he wasn't okay until he was too late. But a lot of people don't have those honest moments in the mirror. A lot of people look in the mirror and lie. Again, that goes back to not knowing who you are and what you are, and not knowing how to evaluate yourself. Because if you could do that, then you wouldn't be just going with the wind and going with the trend.
Yeah.
Now for me,
maturity, you got to get there. Go ahead, Dave.
No, my bad. Now for me, I was confused growing up with that, because my mom, love her to death. But when we go out in public, I had to remain that happy face. She was one of those people pleasers. Like, don't let people know what's going on in your house type deal. And when you go out in public, whatever's wrong with you, fix your face. So when could you feel like, yourself? That's when, I'm just like, I'm trained to go out and put on this brave front, I guess you want to say, and you don't know when to internalize your feelings or how you really feeling or how you really doing. You always have to put up that fake front for everybody, even at home.
That's why when you get to pick whoever your mate is going to be, you pick that person because you can be all things. You need to be all things with and for them. If you need to be vulnerable, you'll be vulnerable with them. You need to be hard, you be hard. You need to have the versatility to do all of that. If you always hard or always soft, then there's a hole in your game that they go to look to somebody else to fill that hole.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question is actually, I guess we're still asking this question. Do we know how to protect each other? What's your thoughts on that? Sonny just answered that question completely. What's your thoughts on that in terms of, do we even know how, like what is the best way we can protect each other?
My bad. The best way we could protect each other is one, giving a fuck.
Facts.
Like Sonny said, when the girl actually gives a fuck and she consistently goes at that and doesn't let your lack of
Communication.
your lack of engagement in the topic, she doesn't let your lack of engagement deter her from continuing to ask, being persistent. So like, one, we have to actually give a fuck to try to protect each other. Two, we have to recognize when we're not doing it. Like I said, you got to have those words of affirmation. Your little cousin who you know is the darker skinned one or the fatter one or the this or the that. You need to always constantly be the one that's going to her with the words or the actions of affirmation. Same thing with the guys from the girl. Like, you need to be able to do all of that. Like, it's one of those things in a leadership position where it's like sometimes this person just needs a hug. They're not even looking for too much, but they just want a little recognition for the fact that they're here, for the fact that they exist, which is why people get on the internet and just become any fucking thing, is because finally I got a community of people who are on the same wavelength as me. So like, we really gotta try to reach out to each other and actually listen when you're having those conversations. Don't just wait to fucking talk and not take in what the person is telling you. Because
Or
people will
listen
tell
without
you,
judgment.
it's not even listen without judgment, because me and you did that episode. We gonna always make judgments. You know what I'm saying?
But
Judgments
I'm
are
saying,
there.
like, how somebody needs to just vent and go and
See, that's one thing. See, this is one of those things that I always say to people. We having a conversation. Are we having a conversation or are you just venting? Do you want to know what I think or you just want to get this off your chest? Because if you just want to get this off your chest, go ahead. You got the floor to say what it is that you need to say. If you want my opinion, then I'll give you that. But if you don't ask for it, I ain't gonna give it to you because that's not what you called me for. Sometimes, like you said, Sonny, like, I need to get some of this shit out before it goes down the line and becomes a bigger problem. So if you just say like, "Hey, look, I just need to talk," go ahead, talk it out, and you can try to figure it out. But if you want my opinion, then I can get that to you. Okay, whose
Right,
phone is this over here
exactly.
beeping? My bad, somebody's phone over here beeping on the goddamn.
you want Dame to answer, or
Yeah, Dame, you got an answer for that one. What's the best way we can protect each other?
right, Britt? That's facts.
Uh-oh, Damon's having an HR problem. What's going on? His Wi-Fi went out. What's going on?
I think he said he had the job, so he might be in.
Yeah, I definitely do that, Britt, before, depending on who I'm venting to. Like, I think for me, my friends know if I'm in just a venting situation. But I have friends that I will tell them, hey, I just need to get this off my chest.
I'm back. I think.
Oh, go ahead, Dame. What's your answer?
What's the question again? My bad.
What's the best way for us to what's the best way we can protect each other?
Let go of that pride and ego, and just not everything. Growing up in '80s and '90s, you always had to be hard and be that tough person. Just look out for people. Stop looking out for your own self-interest. Sometimes people just need a little help and backup. Empathy. That's the word. Empathy. Yeah, we don't use that word or know what that word is anymore. the way things are going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts
That's a
on
big
that.
one, too.
Facts on that. So yeah, so I feel like just like Hank was saying, we definitely have to care. Just like Dan was saying, we got to let go of that ego. I feel like we have to be more deliberate, right? I think we just need to be more deliberate about what we're doing, how we're doing it, thinking about it in terms of how. I mean, we always say this. I mean, I think people always say this. It's like, how do we feel, or how do we want our relatives, like our mom, our grandmother, our whatever, to feel if this was happening to them? How would you want them to be protected? How would you want them to be defended? How do you want them to be treated in society? So take it from that standpoint. When you care enough, go back to what Time was just literally just saying. When you care enough, then you'll take it serious, right? I think that's the one thing is we don't take it serious. I've been guilty of it. I've literally watched a charade go on between various men of like, these women and they fake this, and this woman and they doing that, and these women taking me to court and blah blah blah. And so I've had to be more deliberate and say, hey, but look at it from this standpoint, and look at it from this standpoint. I'm not about to pander, but I'm also not about to have you slandering either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that it's like my favorite thing now is to use if you're a bad bitch, just say that, or if you're a deadbeat, just say that. Like, I don't need you to be in oh God, what is the word I want to use? Unevenly putting upon, our Black women with your own insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, I don't know where the whole makeup, weave, and enhancement situation comes from, where men just decided that they needed to put down women about that stuff. I'm like, who hurt you, bro? That's all I need to know. Who hurt you? But from a standpoint of like only thinking that all women are after somebody's money, or all women are after, or are trying to damage men from a father standpoint, or all, you know what I mean? Like this generalization that all Black women are doing these specific things.
Yeah, like Black women on the child support thing, like all of us not getting stacks upon stacks.
Exactly. It's all purely delusional, So I think that, when I see that, and I'm usually like, hey, you know what? Let's look at it from this other point of view, or let's look at it from this point of view. Because I've had the experience, right? I've raised kids who have a deadbeat dad. I've raised kids who have, parents who are, male parents who don't want to be in their lives. So I've gone through that, having to deal with a deadbeat dad. I've gone through the situation where I see a beautiful woman. She may wear a weave, or she may wear a little bit of makeup, and I agree with the other people that say, hey, when you do that makeup magic stuff, when you do that full transformation into a whole different person, I do have a problem with that.
Yeah.
When you're talking about just
when
having
the whites that look like shit,
some lipstick,
I have a very big
maybe a
problem.
little eyeshadow. Yeah, and when you're talking about a person that's wearing a little lipstick and a little eyeshadow and that kind of thing, I'm not about to be tripping on some woman who decided to wear something to make herself look nice for the day, or who decided to put lashes on, or is wearing fake nails. It doesn't make her a fake person. It just makes her wanting to enhance her own beauty. And it's not for you, dude. It's for her. Like, get that through your head. Women ain't wearing clothes for men. Women ain't wearing makeup for men. Women ain't wearing, they actually in competition with each other. I had that whole conversation a few months ago. Like, women are not trying to get men with these looks. They're trying to compete with women. It's a one-sided focus. It has nothing to do with you.
I'm not
out y'all head. If y'all want to be the bad
I disagree
bitch,
with that.
go be a bad bitch. Stop complaining about women being bad bitches. Like
I disagree with this, Willie. Hold on.
I'm not in competition with anybody. How I choose to wear it it's totally up to me.
I've had that argument already. I'm not going to go back on it.
Well, no, I respectfully, like I'm as a female, it's not a moot point.
Yeah. No. I want to stay on this topic. We're not going to get on that topic. That topic.
But I want to be understood that not every female is in competition with other women, because I don't give a damn. I'm versatile.
Right, we're not going to get on that topic. We're going to stay on this topic. That's a whole other topic.
They both doing it. They're both doing it to attract the male. The same way. The
still
same way.
We're not gonna talk about that topic. We're gonna stay on this topic.
The same way. The same way that we go through our whole life bragging about how many bitches you fuck. You only do that to impress your man. When in reality, your man don't even give a fuck. Anything past, hey Willie, yo, remember the chick Sunny and then we met the other night? Yeah, damn, I hit her. Oh shit, you did? Yeah, I had her around such and such. Oh damn, that's what's up. The conversation is over then.
It's over, right?
Like dudes don't care past that.
Hold on.
So
I got a question for y'all though. It's tied into the topic. Do you think? Well, it does. Men. Well, black men, because it's kind of a question. It's like they owe more loyalty, or they're more likely to be more of a like. Because I know a lot of black men that take care of other black men, but get mad at the female that he's dating needs her to take care of him. Or you get the ones that are way more loyal to their male friends than their actual girlfriends.
I can answer that one for you. Me and him have been together. If you're talking that friend, me and him have been together since we was in diapers. We was 5 in the kindergarten. We're 40. Like we have so much built into each other and tied into each other that you could never even be on this level because you're not a man. Like we have a totally different relationship. So in some aspects, it's like, don't even try to compete with that because you couldn't. Same way if you have 2 girls, and more girls are a little more, don't usually have those strong bonds. As long as a guy will have a guy friend from like I said, y'all could be in diapers together and now be 85 years old. Girls really don't be having those relationships. That be that long of a relationship. Like I know my mom, for instance, just lost like 2 of my aunts in the last year, which were her girlfriends since she was 5. She's only been like, damn, you got that look where you kind of devastated by this shit like 4 times in my life. And these are, like I said, women that she's known since she was 5. My mom is in her 70s. So it's like those relationships are just different. Not every relationship is not that. Not my man from my job that I just met 2 years ago. So, he's not the same thing as the nigga that I've known since forever, before I even knew myself.
So I do want to counter that because I do see black men. I'm not going to even say it's black men. I think it's just men in general, white men, black men, Asian men. I see this with men in general. I see men in general, regardless of how long the relationship's been along. It could be a lifetime. It could be 5 years. It could be a year and a half. I see guys in general be more loyal to their male friends than their girlfriends. I haven't seen no correlation to timeline of the friendship.
That's why I asked that, because
I've never seen a correlation to the length of the friendship ever.
All right, yeah, see, because I'm a person who the same guys that I was hanging with in 1994 and 1992 are the same guys that I would be with now. Mm-hmm. And like I said, that's why I gave this example of somebody from your job, because that would be a nigga you knew for a year or two. Y'all cool because y'all work together, but it's like we might have seen each other once or twice outside of here. I would never choose to do something with that guy over doing it with my wife. Is a different situation than my girlfriend.
Girlfriend, that's why it's the difference.
My girlfriend.
Not all men are like that, but there's a lot of men that are like that.
I mean, copy. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Hank, what you're describing too, though, is not a constant or a normal thing for men either, in terms of like, well, at least in my opinion, or in my experience and things that I've seen out there, I haven't really seen it being like one of those things where, because you see it, you do see it. I give you that. I see it a lot where, men are out here with these friends that were like buddies from the streets. I mean, me and Dame are like that. Me and Dame have been friends since we were in elementary school. But I still, more often than not, still see guys with these randoms that these new niggas in their lives, and those are the homies, and they're gonna take precedence over the girl. Bros over hoes, no matter how old the bro is, and they're gonna give precedence to that guy versus.
But that's why I said that all goes to as a dude, you spend your whole life trying to impress another guy, and you don't even realize that all you've been doing is
Because
trying
you
to
lose a
impress another
girl
dude.
showing more loyalty to that guy than you do her.
Copy. You never
And
even realize until you get to a certain age or stage that, like, yo, damn, you really fucked up a good situation. All just to tell your man, like I said, y'all met some girls at the bar and you hit the chick, and your man don't even give a fuck. That's the part
Don't
that
even
really
care.
messes it up.
Yeah.
He don't even care. All he gonna do is say, "Oh shit, you did. Oh, that's what's up."
Yeah,
And that's it.
And I think this is the thing too, and this is the same argument I had about the whole competition thing, because me and Sonny and Smooth all went through this whole argument about the competition thing. The competition I'm talking about is not this active competition in your head where you're going, I'm in competition with this person, I'm in competition with these people, or I'm trying to impress this one other person, or I'm trying to impress these other people. What it is, it's this unconscious, natural instinct that you have to outdo or outwork or be the best, or you see what I'm saying? It's like think about it at work. You don't pick out specific people that you're like, hey, I got to do better than them to keep my job. You don't ever do that. I mean, there may be that one person, maybe it's a certain promotion, and you know Becky down the hall is up for the promotion. You might do it then. But more often than not, 98% of the time, you're never picking out specific people and going, I'm in competition with them for this job. There's no way I'm going to not outdo this person because I want to keep my job. You don't do that. That's not a thing we do.
Most people are.
Let's believe we are constantly trying to outdo either ourselves from what we used to do or somebody that's around us in terms of how we do things at our jobs. We will turn in our work on time. We will, we're basically just trying to be the best at what we do. It's unconscious, it's natural, it's instinct. It's because we want to keep our jobs. We know by default, right? We want to keep our jobs. We also know by default we want to be attractive. We also know by default we want to gain either the trust of other people around us, be it male or female, or we want to gain respect from them, or we want to gain this unconscious approval. So we always constantly are doing things to make sure we get that. We're not. Think about this. If you were to stop bathing right now, go a week without bathing. After the first day or two, you won't even notice your own smell. Why do we bathe? We bathe to come to be in company with other people. We don't do it because it's going to affect us in our nostrils. We get used to that. We do it so that we don't offend others. We do it so that we smell better. You don't put cologne on because you need it. You put it on to be in competition. Even
you want to say, "Oh, what's that smell? Who's smelling like that?"
It has nothing to do with you saying, I'm trying to smell better than Dame. That's not the competition I'm talking about. It's the unconscious competition of, I just want to smell better than the rest of y'all motherfuckers.
But sometimes
part of my
I don't want to be
waking
one
up
that
with
y'all
that
say
morning
stink
breath.
up in here.
but to your
Worst
point,
part of
Will,
my day is waking up in that, oh shit, damn, that's my own joint.
I didn't say
Gotta
stop
hit
brushing your teeth. That you're doing for yourself.
Go ahead.
no,
Go
but
ahead,
to your point, but to your point, Will, some people are just in competition with themselves and what's in their head.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
yeah,
thought,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
the thought of
You could be
somebody.
in competition of what you were doing yesterday. I tell my kids to do that anyway. I say, look, don't look at these other people as competition. They're not better than you anyway.
Listen, I'm in competition with myself at work.
Be in competition with who you used to be.
No, I'm talking about like other people. The thought of people, like people think I'm in competition with Sonny or something like that, but they were like, in your head, Sonny just doing her.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't trying to outwork you. She just doing herself. Mm-hmm. And in your head, you'd be like, man, I got outwork Sonny because she go after the same promotion.
You can't get rid of me.
No, Sonny HR, you can't get rid of her like that.
There was somebody down in the comments that said they were in a competition prom night. Now, was that prom night of? Oh, thank you. What is that? Sunny D. I don't know if you know.
That was prom night. That was prom night last month.
Are we talking prom night last month?
Last month. That was last
yes,
month.
We talking
I had
prom night?
My whole game plan was to go in there because I was a tomboy for the better part of my whole life. So when I came in there, I had to be like, bitch, I'm here. Hello. Exactly. Hello.
I just wanted to clarify for the audience. Thank you.
Had to clarify, yeah, because everybody knew, like, oh, you was a tomboy. I still am, but bitch, I could put clothes on. Look at me.
He said, now I'm having sex every Friday on the GFG radio.
I see y'all this Friday. How about that?
Right.
Yeah,
indeed.
And that's funny because you said about the at work thing, because I know, like, one of my bosses is like, she's trying to figure out how I do what I do and do so well. She's looking for a flaw in me. I'm not saying I'm not flawless because I'm flawed. I'm flawed by nature, but I know my job and I exceed it, and I catch my own mistakes. That's how I'm constantly double checking. So for me, it's that competition within myself to how can I, like, it's competition not necessarily with her. It's that you're not gonna catch me slipping. Like, cause I know you're looking for it. You looking for it because you're like, how's this girl coming in here? People like her, and why is she doing this? Then, bitch, because I know my job and I know how to do it, and I'm gonna excel at it. Like, if I'm gonna make you don't gotta like me, but I make my work speak for me, and you can't do nothing about that.
When you're a 5-time employee of the year, like I was, these people can't compete with you.
Oh, HR would never be employee of the month because we are people don't like us because we always telling them no about stuff. So,
right. Indeed.
But yeah, definitely, I felt that, Willie. I felt like we are in silent and unconscious competition with others. But like I said, I asked that question about men being loyal to men because I see it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter. Like I said, you for some men like you may be the exception to that thing, but for my personal experience in life. It's the other. It's more what I see more than I see the other. I see that more than anything. And it's like you can have loyalty to your boy that you've known for years, but he shouldn't be the dictator of how your relationship runs.
Yeah.
Because
again, well, if you're still in the mindset of trying to impress him, then that's what will go on. Yeah. But like I said, this is the key to what I said was it's a certain level of maturity because it's a subconscious thing. You're not literally in your mind going, Willie fucked 3 bitches this weekend, so I got to try to hit 4. Like,
true that.
You're not verbalizing that. It's a subconscious thing. And it's like, damn, once you get to a certain point, you be like, I did all of that shit. And I ain't really, at the end of it, you be thinking like, I don't even give a fuck about half of these bitches that don't even remember them. Somebody be telling you about a chick and you be like, I don't remember Stacy from when we was out where, like, when, huh? Like, and that's when you get to that point where you realize, like, you've been doing all this shit to impress this nigga.
And this nigga missed out on relationships and shit like that.
This nigga is sitting on the couch with you, yeah.
Yeah, and he ain't got, he living with a female, can't take care of himself, and you out here just.
Realize you've been fucking up all these years.
But since we were talking about protecting others, have you protected yourself with these friends?
I think that's a big one too.
I used to have condoms all the time. So
not that. Shut up.
No, wow.
I thought that. Oh my bad.
Wow.
No, but that's another thing that's a big question too. Are you protecting yourself?
Because
and a lot of us aren't.
Within the last decade or so, I've been protecting myself with friends that I grew up with, like me and Willie. We grew up with a couple of people, mutual friends. They're acquaintances now because they weren't maturing to my level or what I'm trying to aspire to be. Aspire to be because, you know, I'm 43. I can't have the same 26-year-old mentality.
You old as hell. Go ahead.
You make it hard to like light-skinned people. Man, go back in the house. So
did you just come from my people though?
Yeah, he did. He came for me. You heard him. Told me go back in the house.
We've been out here.
I'm sorry. I just got finished watching Django again. You know, what's that nigga doing on the neck? So
you know what? He gonna get our shit censored.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. It's been a long day at
We ain't
work.
gonna have no YouTube channel messing around with Dame. This is the last radio show on YouTube.
No, but anyway, back to my story. No, I've lost people. They've been downgraded from friends to acquaintances, and some even from just Facebook people I know. Somebody you may know. Protecting myself, my family, my mental, because they're toxic. You know, they're just bad for me. Make sure I'm protecting myself and my family.
I'm learning to protect myself because I need to get peace on all fronts. That's why nobody's having sex with Sunny. So I need to gain
January 21st
all around. So for me, I'm learning to protect me because for a while I wasn't protecting me. I was protecting a lot of other people that weren't out there trying to protect me whatsoever.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I would say absolutely. Like I said, once you get to a certain age and stage, once I got married, like things kind of just shifted. Your focus shifts. Your where you want to spend your time, what you want to do. You realize that shit's bigger than just you. Once you got people looking at you to drive this car and lead the ship. So absolutely. Some things you gotta let go. Some people you gotta let go. Some people you gotta love from a distance. You don't love them no less. It's just what's best for your situation, or your situation, should I say?
No doubt. No doubt. Do we have an after show topic, or are we about to wrap this up?
Facebook's been funny lately. But,
I don't think I got one. See y'all Friday, 6 p.m.
But I'm also afraid to do it, man. You know what's sad? It's like there's certain things we can't talk about because one, it'd be considered bullying. The other thing is that it'll be considered phobias about certain people, and it's like it pisses me off because it's like you these are things we can talk about in private. We can't talk about publicly because social media ain't gonna let us be great. Our job ain't gonna let us be great.
I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Company ain't gonna let you be great because you.
Oh, my account is flagged that warning status on Facebook because I deleted the comment that I said something bitches, and they said it was offensive.
Exactly.
Now almost threw me out of our own group. Like out of our own group. Like, nah, listen, bro, you about to be out of here. I created this shit. What you mean?
I don't run into several groups where the moderators have been kicked out. Moderators straight kicked out because they done said something or posted something, and Facebook done kicked them out their own groups.
And I wasn't even talking about nobody. It was a joking post about something, and the motherfucker was like, "Bitch, you out of here."
It's the comments. Literally comments.
Yeah. I got something for us to close out with. This was episode 40 of the How to Hustle podcast with Hank, but you can find in the archives on the GFT Radio Network, premiering tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Physically unavailable or emotionally unavailable, which one is worse?
Emotionally.
Just care to elaborate a little bit for us?
Because emotionally, I think, at least for me, and I think for other people, somebody being emotionally available to you and you're able to express your emotion without feeling like you can't express yourself is a big thing. Because if I have an issue with you, I should be able to express how I feel without it being into an argument or me seeing as doing something wrong. And it's vice versa. You should be able to tell me what's bothering you and being okay with expressing how something I did made you feel without being attacked.
Dang.
It's a big thing.
Emotionally, because emotions run deep when it comes to everything. If you're emotionally unavailable with somebody, you're going to go out and be, let's just say, when it comes to love, sex, if you're emotionally unavailable for that person, they're going to go out and be physical with somebody else. That emotion will keep somebody in check. If you really do love that person, you're going to be like, I cannot mess up that relationship with my wife because how hot Sunny is, I'm not messing this up. Because them.
Let's get on it.
No, but
Friday
seriously.
night and you were ready to risk it all. Got you.
Yeah. Yeah. So but seriously, but if you're emotionally available to that one person, you will not go out and screw up for something for physical.
Mm-hmm. Brittany said, I was married to someone who was both emotionally and physically unavailable. I feel like they go hand in hand, honestly. The lack of physical intimacy also added to the lack of emotional intimacy.
Exactly. That's true, too.
I was actually just about to basically say the same thing that Brittany just said.
I noticed she said I was.
Well, take it down and say it again.
And so I definitely feel like emotional and physical unavailability can be damaging on both sides of the coin because of the fact that that physical intimacy, that knowing that person is there for you, not only maybe to give you words of encouragement, but also to support you and to give you that hug, to give you that to listen to you and give you the expressions and the feelings of care, right in the moment, versus having to be away from them and then not knowing or not feeling that, or like you said, like Dame just said, seeking that from someone else because they're available. It creates this divide that is hard to put back together. But emotional unavailability definitely is more harsh from the standpoint of our need as human beings. We need companionship, we need support, we need emotional connections, we need that person that can empathize with us, communicate with us, and all that is tied to this emotional availability, emotional maturity as well. That's a whole different subject, a whole different topic, I'm sure, but that's the thing, is that if there's no emotional availability, there's definitely no emotional maturity there. The person can't even gather up the emotions to be there for you and do things with you and to understand you. They definitely won't be mature enough to understand and to empathize and to be able to relate to what you're going through when you're going through things in life. So I think that there's a lot to both. I agree with the guys that are, to Sonny and Dame that, it's a more hurtful thing to not have emotional connection with somebody. To be honest, that's what a relationship is about. Our relationships are built on the emotions, the psychology of companionship, the psychology of love, the psychology of this connection you build with the person, because physically things can change from year to year, decade to decade. Right now we might be having sex like rabbits. In the future, we just gonna be talking, and then even further then, we're really just gonna be talking. We're just gonna be talking, doing minor or standard stuff, and in the future, we're gonna be doing nothing but talking because that's all we got. Because we both gonna be sitting in these wheelchairs and hospital beds, just trying to keep each other company. So not being able to have that emotional connection, which outweighs everything else, is just you don't have a real relationship.
Yeah, but I think it's like more so.
Girl, you better keep that rabbit situation going.
I think the scales, like if you want to go 50-40, no, I'm sorry, not 50-50,
40.
Yeah, my math is. I was about to say
51-49.
But the
10%, he's like somewhere else.
51-49%, emotion is like a yin and yang, because if you're really craving that person physically, sometimes that craving actually goes away, but emotionally, that emotion, that feeling stays with you constantly, knowing that person has your back, knowing you have that person's back.
I think it's for because most women, when we step out, it's because the guy's not emotionally available, and that's the thing. That's the reason why it's a big issue if a woman cheats, because she emotionally connected with another person to physically give her body away to that person. And that's why we get caught up with the emotional cheating, because for guys, it's just a physical. For some guys, it's just a physical situation. It's nothing more than what it was. For us, we had an emotional connection with this person, and this is why we chose to physically go over there as well. And now we're not emotionally, just like you're not emotionally invested in a situation that we were in prior, or physically invested. I'm physically, emotionally invested with this person, but I'm with you. So it's problematic. So for me, like I said, I want both. I want you to be physically available and emotionally available to me because, but I think, like I said, for me, emotional connection as well, because men could also connect with somebody, another female, emotionally, and be not emotionally available for the person that they're with because their emotions are over elsewhere. It happens.
Connect with her emotionally, boy, it's a wrap for him.
Huh?
If a dude connects with her emotionally, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, I mean, because women cheat emotionally. That's all emotion. You know that it's not tied to the physical like for men. Men cheat because they need a different physical connection with someone.
Now I'm talking about if a dude gets to
emotionally connect with another female.
Yeah.
While he in a relationship with somebody else, it's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Because it doesn't happen. It's not common.
You know what?
If it happens, it's a dumb deal for old girl.
It's been said that men have different women in their lives for different reasons. Like care for their children, to be the mother of their kids. One just for
that's facts, Jim Animal.
Pure thrills, fun, excitement, sex. The other one for your intellectual people, you know, to stimulate the intellectual side. There's women for
I mean, that's the same for the woman too. She got the dude who's Uber Eats. She got the dude who takes her on a date. She got the one that she really likes. I mean, we all got that. That's for your younger stages.
Yeah, but most.
Yeah, but what Hank said is fact because not too many men emotionally connect with another female. They'll sleep with them.
Oh.
They'll sleep with them, hang out with them, do a bunch of others, rigmarole with them. They won't emotionally attach to this other female. When they do that, that other female has lost. Like, because it's not common for a man to take his emotion. Like, he'll cheat and still love his wife and still be there for her and still be emotionally available to her, but be out here fucking Keisha.
Right.
If him and Keisha emotionally connect, it's a different ball game because men. This is the same way when a man falls in love with a woman, and she's not necessarily where he's at in that stage of love. You know when a man loves you more. As a female, you know it. They like that's when you get the men that post the female, and like you know how females be ready to post a nigga like I'm with this guy, so and so. Men don't do that shit. That nigga like not is something as minute as that, but. The guys you see on social media, even though half of them probably still cheating. Because it's facts. I know guys that post emails right now, but it being a bitch DM heavy.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, like you know when it's like as a female, you know when a dude really loves you, like loves you. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Like ain't no way, like you gonna feel that shit. Trust and believe, it's different. And if you hurt him, fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of all you. All you bitches ain't shit. That's where you get that from.
If he emotionally connects and then you hurt that man, oh yeah,
it's over. Every woman after her ain't shit. That's why we get these niggas that like fuck the Keisha hurt me, so hate all you bitches. It's what happens.
Right.
I got hurt.
Sonny, tell them where they can get you at.
I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Tickety Talk. I'm also on Twitch as well, but I don't post nothing on there. But unreservedlyme.com is my website. I see you on Friday.
I like your hair, Sonny.
Make sure y'all get at Smooth over at Trenton Groomy over on Twitter. He's also at A King's Truth on Snap, or you can get him on his blog at akingstruth.com. Dane?
It's your boy Dane here. You catch me on Instagram at another level, Agent D Low on Twitter, another level up on Instagram, Shinlow21 on Twitch, and Agent Shinlow on Xbox and PlayStation Network.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I got something in my throat, and I was trying not to drink this iced tea. That shit, diabetes in the cup. But anyway. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am Hype. It's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Like the way Willie got his custom hustle jerseys on the bottom right here. Also need to get H2H cleaning on the bottom right here. Also, How to Hustle seminars. How to Hustle seminars weeks 1 and 2 are both in the books. Relationship building was week 1. Week 2 was treat your podcast like a business. Those are also available to be purchased for a small fee. We'll be running for the next 3 weeks. Also with the H2H. The How to Hustle seminars.
Megatron won't be stopped.
I mean, if you want me to keep going, I can. Oh,
it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere on IG and Twitter at Willie Styles. I'm at Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. You can find me over on gamingwithstyles.com. I actually just posted 2 new, or 3 technically, new streams for Gaming with Styles over on Facebook. I got 2 going up, or I just did 2 live shows playing Marvel's Avengers. I also did Marvel's Avengers over on Twitch today as well on a separate stream. Make sure you go check both of those out. That's on the GFT Radio Show's Twitch. And then visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm playing. I will be doing a show on Thursday for a preview of songs that we'll be playing on Friday. It's going to be not the same songs, but it's going to be kind of basically a run up to that show. So make sure you come check me out. We're going to be talking about some love and some sexiness and all that kind of stuff. Get at me at williestyles.info for all my links. All right, y'all. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you again to the commenters, to everybody who joined us in the comments or who commented in the comments and joined us in the conversation. Again, make sure y'all get over to the Join the Conversation group where this topic came from, because Sonny didn't make this up. And
I did. You're a hater, yo.
Facebook.com/groups/GFT Join the Conversation. Well, you will definitely find Sonny and Dame over there posting the heck out of stuff and asking questions and getting our people engaged.
I got a question for tonight, but I'll post it later.
All right.
So I'll post it tomorrow.
Find Hype there. They won't let me in on Facebook.
Do it tomorrow.
One day we're gonna get Hype over there. We got to do the same thing we did for Smooth and just create you a whole new account.
I tried.
The lies you tell.
No, we got
Mark Zuckerberg don't like you.
Smooth had the same problem. We snuck him in the back door.
That's what she said.
That's probably what they said on Fridays on Sex and Sunny.
Well, come back on Wednesday. I'll be back here Wednesday night. Come back here tomorrow, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Hype will be here on YouTube. But come back on Wednesday. Chevy and I will be back for the Eternals, Marvel's The Eternals. So
I didn't watch that yet. I just watched the Justice League.
Fuck that movie.
Okay.
Anyway,
get this girl off the screen.
No, I'm finally catching up on my movies. I'm sorry. It's been I've listened.
That movie
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that Justice League movie sucked. So to come back here, we'll be talking about Marvel's Eternals. We'll give our review of that, and also check out Sex with Sunny on Friday. We will be back on Friday, 6 p.m. We're going to be doing the sexy playlist. Sunny and I will be combining forces to bring y'all some great music for your sexy playlist. Thanks to Dane for that idea.
Yeah,
all right,
Dane did get
the idea. Have a good night.
All right, gang.